moving on to Zenless Zone Zero discussions. As far as like character priority, characters that I really want, this needs to be updated. I got Colada recently because initially I lost the 50-50 trying to go for Ye Shongguan. And now, because of a top up event reward, I get to either pick Burnice or Jane Doe. Neither one of them are meta type characters, but also like I'm not trying to hunt for meta type characters, but they're both characters that I really want. So we'll be doing a throwback to before when I was trying to talk myself out of buying Diablo 4, Dynasty Warriors 9, and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. And for people who are actually into coding, I have this GitHub repository that you can clone and you can modify the application yourself. But I have it set up here because I didn't modify it enough. Like we're considering Burnice and Jane Doe. But Qingyi is one of the options as well. And unfortunately, she's just not a high priority. I do want Qingyi someday, but she's definitely outclassed. And like, I think out of all the types of units, I definitely have a ton of stunners. Like if we go back to this list, who do we have as stunners? Trigger, who's a stunner. We have Dylan. We have Jufufu. We have Colada, 4 S-Agent stunners, and then I have Pulchra, who I really enjoy as a stunner also. Like, I don't need any more stunners. And compared to Trigger, who's already an electric stunner, definitely don't need another electric stunner. If we go back to this comparison, Jane is a physical attacker. Physical attacking damage units, like I already have Alice, I have Ye Shengguan. Who else is that? Jane is a physical anomaly. I'm sorry. Corrin is a physical attacker. But as far as just like physical damage dealing units, I have enough. Jane does have some synergy with Alice. Wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll go one by one. Okay. We have Burnice, Jane Doe, and Qingyi. Now for the price, this is a little bit disingenuous, but I just want to point out that this option to get one of these characters is not free to play friendly. You did have to spend money, and it's not a little bit of money. You did have to spend quite a bit of money. And if you go about it like, oh, I'm paying 170 outright for just one character, no, that's not the thing. Like I spent the currency in game for, oh, that's how much money I'm going to be spending in Zenless for this year, period. Not putting in any other money into the game. That's not a brag. Does that make me a whale? I don't think so. But it definitely takes me out of the free-to-play category. And I do just want to acknowledge that this isn't an option for everybody. But I also do want to point out that this isn't like me, oh, because I'm considering Zenless Zone Zero as one of my main games, I'm dropping this kind of money on a regular basis. No, that's not the thing. I also want to point out that I don't use top-up sites like Loot Bar or anything like that because of the fact that I'm spending money on this game. I don't want to risk anything that's against the terms of service. Imagine putting money into a game and then they suspend your account. Even though there's supposedly plenty of people who use those services, even though they say it's like no different than using a VPN, blah, 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 currency exchange rates, I don't want that risk because I want to hang on to my account. I'm going after these characters for a reason. I do not want anything to get in the way of that. So we got Burnice, Jane Doe, and Qingyi, and the cost to getting one of these free rewards is 170. So what is the first thing that we want to compare? Just the want factor in general. As I mentioned, Qingyi's not even on this list because I already have the stunners. I have enough stunners. And if we compare electric stunners, Trigger is the superior option. As far as Jane, physical anomaly, I have Alice. Now there's a type of synergy where they work well together on the same type of team, but I don't have any fire anomaly. I have a fire attacker in Evelyn. I guess I have Monito, but other fire damage dealing units, Lucy's more of a support. So fulfilling that role, Burnice takes the crown there, right? Do I want to call it? What do I want to call it? Do I want to call it the want factor? Because the want factor, again, is still both of them. Is there a certain reason why I put Burnice above Jane? I think at this time, because I didn't complete Jane's story. So maybe we'll do that first. Story love. In the stories, because I don't have the characters, so I can't do the bonded story just yet. Jane wins there, then Burnice, and then Qingyi is okay. If we
Good
talk
work.
about utility, role in a team, I don't have someone who can fill Burnice's role. Then Jane is kind of outclassed, but Qingyi is super outclassed. What else will we compare? Gameplay? They're both pretty fun. And then Burnice got buffs very recently. Qingyi's, surprisingly, was really, really simple. Again, if I didn't have other electric units, maybe she'd be more enticing. As far as like a stunner that's fun to play, Dial-In, I think is going to be unmatched for a long time. And then before that, Jufufu was pretty fun as a stunner. Jane has a fun dash, I believe. The flamethrowers, just the, say, animations. Yeah, I think Burnice takes it, then Jane, then Qingyi. And then the gameplay, I think overall, I think it is Burnice, Jane, and Qingyi. What else would I compare with these characters? Team composition. Because right now, for the Anomaly team, I have Alice, Yuzuha, and Piper, which is a lot of fun. No, I'm sorry. Alice, Vivian, and Piper. And whenever Yuzuha gets a reroll, I'll get her, and then that will become like a definitive team. I know that Jane possibly has a slot on that same team. Burnice, she has the whole Sons of Caledon faction, so it could be Burnice, Lucy, and Piper. So the two Anomaly being Burnice and Piper. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing Burnice, Alice, and Vivian. But Vivian and Alice are kind of doing the same type of thing with like, this might be the wrong term, but like the aftershock damage of their anomaly. The bloom, that's what Vivian does. And Burnice's buffs do something like that. A lot of the criticism against Burnice is talking about endgame content with Deadly Assault, I think, and her not really having a place with that because of enemy resistances. I'm glad for me, like that's a total non-issue. Just trying to piece together teams and seeing how they would work. If I did something like Evelyn and Burnice and Jufufu, maybe. If I do get Astra, I think it's Evelyn, Astra, and a stunner. Probably Evelyn, Astra, and Dial-In is like the top tier, but to make it mono fire, put Jufufu in there. Could put Kaleda in there. I heard that Kaleda, in very rare instances, has one particular thing that she can do better than Jufufu. I'm happy to explore something like that. Burnice, unfortunately, doesn't really work with Grace because I think Grace has had a lot of fun. She's definitely more fun after her buff. Alice, Burnice, and Piper could be a team potentially. So just take out Vivian so I can utilize that, even if that's not optimal. If I run Jane, I'm always bound to using Alice and or Piper. So if I do Alice, Jane, and Piper, that's triple physical, triple anomaly. There's probably zero reason to do something like that other than it being fun to swap out all the play styles. I think it is Burnice that has more team options than Jane, and then Qingyi being like, there's no cases where you would use Qingyi over Trigger. Let's talk about outfits. So I think base outfit for both of the characters, I enjoy a whole lot. Jane did get a new skin, so I think that was done to entice people to go after Jane. There's no news about a new costume for either Burnice or Qingyi anytime soon. They've been actually pretty slow on rolling out outfits for characters. So for this round, we'll give it to Jane, then Burnice, then Qingyi.
Good work.
It's pretty clear what character is going to come out on top. So let's go ahead and finish and show the results. Burnice, 16 to 14, and we knew Qingyi was just getting the bare minimum. I don't know if that will be the decision. Maybe I'll get a chance to demo the characters.
Of Burnice and Jane Doe. Even though they're
I think Jane's idle pose better than Burnice. That should have been something on the comparison.